agents. Today I want to talk about 5 big changes coming to the Division 2 that I really am hyped for, and you should be too. On top of that, I have an announcement to make and I need you agents to get involved, so remember to watch all the way until the end. If you enjoy this video, then please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for dedicated Division news, and with that said, let's do this. Okay, so there has of course been a lot of changes with the Division 2 compared to its predecessor, and I not only want to go over 5 of the biggest changes in my opinion, but also explain why these particular changes have me very excited for the launch of the Division 2 in March. Now I appreciate that you will likely have your own reasons for being excited, so please feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read all of my comments. With that out of the way though, let's start with my first, and these are in no particular order. The Division has to be one of the most beautiful yet eerie settings I've experienced in a video game. For me, it captures the complete abandonment of Manhattan like no other, and as much as I wanted a different setting for the Division 2, I will truly miss how the snow and cold weather reflected the mood of the game. Now, if I remember correctly from my media classes at school, this was called prophetic fallacy, which simply describes how human emotions are attributed to aspects of nature, such as the weather in this instance. A good example would be how some horror films reflect imminent danger with lightning. The Division setting was always going to be very difficult to beat, but I don't think we need to compare the Division 2 setting in Washington D.C, as they offer completely different experiences and both reflect the emotions of the agents. Honestly, I had concerns that the hot, humid Washington D.C setting would not quite capture me the way the cold, lifeless Manhattan setting did, but from my limited time playing the demo and from all the gameplay I have seen, I think the setting in the Division 2 offers something entirely different, something that will swallow me whole. The setting has gone from one extreme to another, and I really like that. Whilst I love the cold, I am very happy the devs picked Washington D.C. during a really hot summer as the backdrop to their story. Unlike the Division, where almost every mission setting felt similar if not the same, the Division 2 has about 6 biomes to interact with, all offering their own unique setting, and this means we are in for a treat we never really got in the Division. The opportunity to experience the world of the Division in a completely new environment is exactly what I wanted, so I'm glad Ubisoft have delivered on what looks to be a very beautiful yet toxic world. Quite possibly the best news I could have asked for with the Division 2 is the introduction of clans. This was something I felt the Division really missed. The Division in its very essence means a band of agents all working together towards a common goal. Whilst you could experience the Division as a solo player and complete missions with other agents, it felt just like that, completing missions with other agents. It didn't feel like a band of brothers all united under the same banner, fighting together. As a result, the community created their own clans outside of the game, so this news is surely welcome. Clans should remedy this problem, and I expect there will be a wide range of options when creating and finding the perfect clan for you. Clans offer a sense of community inside the game, something the Division didn't really offer and something I will be exploring. Clans will surely make each group feel like a division within the Division. When the Division launched, I never expected to be so invested in one area of the game, but the Dark Zone truly swallowed me up, in a good way. The Dark Zone for me was the ultimate combination of all the things I loved PvP. I didn't initially enjoy the PvE aspect of the Dark Zone, but it did grow on me, and in the end only added another element to the PvP experience. I still to this day look back on some of my earlier videos on YouTube of the Dark Zone, reminiscing on the good days. The days when you could, as a solo player, sneak up on a group of 3 players and before they've realised, take them down. The days when it truly felt quite intimidating to enter and a real lawless experience. Sure, it came with its problems and there were some things that needed balancing, but aside from that, it truly was the Dark Zone and everything the developers said it would be. Fast forward to the Dark Zone today and it's vastly changed. No longer can you 1v3 a group of rogues. No longer do you have to watch your back. Instead now, if you do want to PvP, be prepared for the whole server to chase you down with gear sets like Nomad that allow you near invincibility. The Dark Zone today is not the Dark Zone that was sold to us. As you can imagine, when the Division 2 was announced, the first questions I had were about the Dark Zone and PvP. With the recent influx of gameplay and news about the Dark Zone, or should I say Dark Zones, within the Division 2, I was pleasantly surprised that the developers appear to have really hit the nail on the head. 3 Dark Zones, 2 with normalised stats and an almost identical rogue system to Rogue 2.0 from the Division, and one that goes back to its root, the Occupied Dark Zone. For the more hardcore Dark Zone player, the zone is the most challenging. Friendly fire turned off, no rogue toggle, no checkpoint turrets, and no forgiveness. All 3 zones appear to offer something from every type of player, and if you're still not sure, well, you're in luck. The developers included introduction missions into the Dark Zone. No PvP, just PvE, so you get familiar with your surroundings. I think the devs have truly done something here that will appeal to everyone, and I cannot think of a better way than this to tackle the problems which plague the Dark Zone in the Division. Of course, you will see me in the Occupied Dark Zone, day 1, grinding, fighting, and getting all the smoke. The Dark Zone is truly back. If you're watching this video and considering coming back to the world of the Division, what made you give up on the game? I'm going to bet that the majority of people who didn't stick around post-launch was either because of the cheating or the lack of endgame content. The devs have been very clear in every interview about the endgame for the Division 2. Everything has been built with the endgame in mind, and they're prepared with plenty of post-launch content as well. This is of course vital to the game's survival, and whilst I'm not what you would consider a PvEer, I have been a part of the raids within the Destiny universe for the last 5 years or so, and I know what makes good endgame content, especially raids. Raids are said to be the most difficult endgame content the Division 2 will offer, requiring a team of 8 agents. The devs have said raids will include boss mechanics and raid puzzles that we have come to expect from this endgame activity, and of course you will be rewarded generously if you manage to finish. An activity like this is very exciting. We got incursions in the Division which, if I'm being honest, wasn't the biggest fan of, but I'm expecting raids to be vastly superior to these, not just in size but in complexity as well, which is very important. This activity needs to truly be endgame and not speed runs in under 5 minutes like Clear Sky from the Division. On top of raids, the devs have confirmed lots of post-launch content. We will be getting 3 episodes over the year of the Division 2, all completely free to everyone. We will be getting multiple raids, new conflict maps, new conflict modes, and much more. As of right now, we know very little about the PvE endgame of the Division 2, and I'm expecting more information on this will be revealed in due course. One thing I am sure of though, is the devs will make sure that this time they don't make the same mistake twice. And we can already see, just from the Dark Zone and PvP information we've been given, that the devs have really focused on the endgame, so I'm expecting more of the same with the PvE aspect of the Division 2. If you're watching this video and considering coming back, wait, does this sound familiar to how I started the endgame introduction? Well, that's because if it wasn't for the lack of endgame content that steered you away from the Division, it was likely the cheating or server issues, especially if you played on PC. The Division simply cannot afford to allow this to happen again, and you'll be glad to know anti-cheat and server issues were top of the devs list. The server infrastructure has been reworked, increasing the number of dedicated servers across the globe, which will improve latency and help reduce cheating. The devs have also confirmed that Easy Anti-Cheat, a third-party anti-cheat service, will be utilised as the frontline defence against cheating within Division 2. This is great news for everyone, console included. As a console player, I was fortunate enough to rarely come across cheating within the Division, but I have certainly experienced my fair share of lag, so I'm glad this is being addressed. This change is a very big and positive one, highlighting how important it is to the developers that the Division 2 have every opportunity to succeed where the Division failed. It's for these 5 reasons that I am well and truly sold already. I expect the PvE endgame to be exactly what everyone wanted from the Division, and it would appear the devs are pulling out all of the stops to make sure the Division 2 is a success day 1. If they can achieve what they have set out to do here, they will set a precedence within the gaming community. We wanted completed games at launch, and I've told you 5 reasons why the Division 2 will be successful. Before we end this video, I do have a short announcement to make and would appreciate your input in the comments. Ubisoft contacted me and offered me a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a space at their next Division 2 press event, which I accepted, no questions asked. I'm not allowed to say when or where or what, but I would love to put some of your questions to the developers. So, with that in mind, please leave your questions down below. I cannot say when I'm going to capture it, aside from it will be brand new, exclusive stuff, and I cannot wait to share it with you. I will of course not be able to ask all of your questions, but I will pick the widest variety and most appropriate for what I am capturing, and then do a video when I'm allowed to with the answers. This could be your only opportunity to get answers you want, so please don't be shy and fire away. With that said, agents, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, it's been a pleasure making this video for you, and I will continue to grind until I reach the top. Thanks for your support, and until the next one, Epic out.